Okay, at times I speak as a prophet, but it's not like I'm a prophet. But um, what I say comes to pass as it is. Actually, in my church, the church that I'm a member of, I am an evangelist in that church. The African Apostolic Church, which is led by Ernest Pomers of Africa in these later days. But that's not my subject today. But the thing is, I am a man who stands for justice. I am a man who stands for the truth. I am a man who stands for what it is. Those people who know me from my early ages, from high school, they know who I am. And I'm not afraid of speaking for what's right. I'm not afraid of addressing as it is and as it is supposed to be. That's me. That's my DNA. That's how I was created. That's why I'm not afraid to actually say I stand together with the EFF, with fighters of South Africa. It's because of that reason. Because the agenda, the major reason what made the African states, the African nations, to go in arms against a white minority in Africa, it was because they wanted land. We wanted our resources in Africa. We wanted everything that belongs to us. And in South Africa, that agenda, it was taken away by African National Congress. Who doesn't know that Nelson Mandela, who was the leader of South Africa, is not the real Mandela? That's not the topic today. In other words, what I'm trying to say is the major reason why the African National Congress in South Africa went to war, that reason, it was washed away by the Manel, the Rupees, and the Oppenheimers in South Africa. They put their puppets. Their leaders never addressed the cat in the house from the onset. That's a blow. Because I knew what was going to happen in South Africa before it happened, I mentioned it. I said it stage by stage. Gentlemen, of course, the economic frauders, they cannot win the elections. By saying that, what I'm saying is that it's not like they're going to win the elections, but they're not going to get the outright majority. The time for, I mentioned it, the time for economic freedom fighters is not now, but it will come and they will say the reins of power. But there are negotiations on the table, and you will find out that those negotiations, they are not going to be skipped as soon as after the elections. They were never going to be negotiations if the ANC was going to win the elections. I mentioned this before the elections in South Africa. Because I know when justice is about to happen, there's no going back for that justice. That's me. And I know justice, it goes with stage by stage. We move from one point to another, from another point to another. So now, my advice to the people of South Africa, I'm giving this advice as a king of my organization, Jammis Community, which was based on the basis of justice, equality for all, fight against tribalism, and fight against racism, all those things. I stand for the African community. I will not be today standing for this if I'm to consider my origin, where I come from. But because I'm a just man, I address the kid in the house. So I've nothing really serious, something that I would say is materialistic thing that I'm saying I need to gain from the economic freedom fighters, but justice. It is justice that I want from the ANC. It is justice that I want from the economic freedom fighters. That's why I stand on this platform to address the cat in the house. I came on this media platform not because I'm a leader of a community or a leader of an organization. That's not the major reason why I'm on this platform. But the major reason is to tell the people that if South Africa, ANC now goes into coalition with DA, that's the collapse of the African National Congress. That's the demise of the agenda. The likes of Stevie Biko, Nelson Mandela addressed when they went to war. The only way for South Africa, the problems of South Africa can be solved now is if the African National Congress agree on some terms with the economic freedom fighters and the Mkondo Wesizwe part, that one which is led by well. Those people, they've got some way their aims, they've got there are some similarities somewhere, but the problem in the African National Congress, it was not the idea behind the National Congress, but the people that were in power. Those are the people who corrupted the African National Congress. Because those same people who were in power, they were sponsored by the same people that are sponsoring the DA. So we have to take that in mind. We have to consider that it's something that you cannot run away from. It's something that's real. It's there. It's on the ground. So, gentlemen and ladies, on the media platform, want this message to spread on Facebook, on Twitter, everywhere. I use this media platform. Why? Because I cannot keep quiet up until I see the black people in South Africa getting their land, utilizing their natural resources, getting full access of everything. That's the core. It's in the core of Jammis. You trace our documentations, our documents. In 2020, I mentioned this. There's a document which is all over the internet addressing the problems of the blacks in South Africa. I mentioned this thing. I still stand by this call. So all I'm saying is, it's not about the rush for power. Who is greater now? It's not about that thing. Because it will end up, we'll end up having the DA in the game. Why is it must be taken out? It is the time for revolution in South Africa. The time God has given us a time now to put things in place, to put the house in order. By considering the values upon which ANC was founded, the values upon which the economic freedom fighters was founded, and the values upon which Jammis Community organization was founded upon. Thank you very much.